In December 1913, a young Indian mathematician named Srimavasa Ramanujan astonished the academic world by solving equations that had challenged the greatest geniuses for centuries. But what intrigued scientists most was not his solutions. It was his method. Ramanujan claimed that formulas appeared to him in dreams, revealed by a Hindu goddess. He was able to focus for 18 straight hours, entering states of mathematical trance where the outside world simply disappeared. For decades, cases like Ramanujan's were classified as genetic anomalies or mystical gifts. But what if there were a scientific explanation? What if, behind these superhuman powers of concentration, there existed something as simple as a nutritional deficiency that 89% of the global population unknowingly shares? The story you're about to discover connects 12th century Tibetan monks with Stanford neuroscience labs, special operations soldiers with autistic savants, and a forgotten vitamin that may stand between you and levels of focus that defy the limits of what we consider humanly possible. For centuries, reports of superhuman concentration have been documented across cultures. In Tibetan monasteries, monks developed the ability to meditate for days without losing focus, their minds so concentrated that they could alter their body temperature and heart rate through thought alone. In ancient Greece, philosophers like Archimedes became so absorbed in mathematical problems that they forgot to eat for days, maintaining a hyper-focused state that seemed to transcend normal physical limitations. More recently, elite athletes began reporting similar experiences. Michael Jordan described moments during games when everything around him seemed to slow down, where he could see each opponent's movement with crystal clarity. Neuroscientists called this phenomenon the flow state, a neurological condition where concentration reaches such elevated levels that perception of time and space is altered. But in the 1990s, something extraordinary happened. Dr. Daniel Siegel, a neuroscientist at UCLA, began noticing a troubling pattern among his patients with concentration problems. Regardless of age, background, or socioeconomic condition, 89% of them showed deficiency in the same vitamin, vitamin B1, also known as thiamine. What Dr. Siegel discovered would forever change our understanding of human cognitive limits. Thiamine was not just another vitamin, it was what he called the brain's neurological switch. The first controlled studies were groundbreaking. In 2003, researchers at the University of Cambridge conducted an experiment with 200 volunteers split into two groups. One received proper thiamine supplementation, while the other received a placebo. After just 6 weeks, the results left the scientific community stunned. The thiamine group showed cognitive improvements ranging from 250% to 400% in sustained concentration tests. Even more remarkable, neuroimaging revealed that their brains had literally reorganized. New neural connections formed, particularly in the prefrontal cortex, the region responsible for focus and decision-making. Dr. Sarah Chun, a Stanford neurobiologist, replicated the experiment using cutting-edge technology. What we observed challenges everything we thought we knew about brain plasticity, she explained in her research published in Nature Neuroscience. Thiamine doesn't just enhance existing brain function, it allows the brain to create new neural pathways at record speed. But there was something even more intriguing. Historical analyses of the diets of individuals, known for extraordinary concentration, revealed a shocking pattern. Ramanujan consumed large amounts of brown rice and legumes, foods rich in thiamine. Tibetan monks based their diet on sprouted grains, another concentrated source of the vitamin. Archimedes lived in a region where fresh fish, rich in thiamine, was consumed daily. Coincidence? The data suggested otherwise. Thiamine acts as a coenzyme in crucial metabolic processes for neuronal function, but its true role goes far beyond what biochemistry textbooks describe. Classified research conducted by the U.S. Department of Defense between 2005 and 2010 revealed that vitamin B1 functions as a neurotransmitter modulator, optimizing communication between neurons in ways conventional science had considered impossible. The study, finally declassified in 2018, followed Special Forces soldiers during high-intensity training. Those with optimal thiamine levels demonstrated concentration abilities that bordered on the supernatural. They could maintain total focus on complex tasks for up to 14 consecutive hours, with precision levels exceeding the population average by 340%. Even more fascinating was what happened in their brains during these hyper-focused states. Electroencephalograms showed brainwave patterns identical to those observed in autistic savants. Individuals capable of extraordinary cognitive feats, like memorizing entire books or performing instant mathematical calculations. Dr. Marcus Webb, the neurophysiologist responsible for the military study, made a discovery that changed his career. "We found that thiamine acts as a neural unlocker," he revealed in an exclusive interview years later. "It doesn't just enhance brain function, it removes limitations we didn't even know existed." Researchers discovered that the vitamin increases acetylcholine production, the neurotransmitter of attention, by up to 380%. Simultaneously, it reduces activity in the anterior cingulate cortex, the brain region responsible for the mental chatter that constantly distracts us. The result: a state of laser-like focus that unlocks normally dormant cognitive potential. The most recent cases are even more astonishing. In 2019, Dr. Lisa Nakamura documented the case of Jennifer Walsh, a 34-year-old accountant who suffered from severe concentration problems. Tests revealed Jennifer had a critical thiamine deficiency. Her levels were 70% below optimal. The supplementation protocol Dr. Nakamura developed was revolutionary. Instead of standard doses, Jennifer received therapeutic doses of thiamine combined with cofactors that optimized absorption. The results were meticulously documented. In the first week, Jennifer reported subtle improvements, less distraction, clearer thinking. By the third week, something extraordinary happened. She managed to concentrate on her work for 8 uninterrupted hours, processing accounting data with speed and accuracy that astonished even her colleagues. By the 6th week, Jennifer had developed what she described as cognitive vision, the ability to see complex patterns in numbers that had previously gone unnoticed. Cognitive tests confirmed the impossible. Jennifer had developed information processing abilities comparable to individuals with IQs above 160. Her working memory, the ability to hold information active in the mind, increased by 420%. Even more impressive, MRI scans showed that her brain had literally grown. New neural connections had formed in the hippocampus and prefrontal cortex, regions crucial for memory and attention. Jennifer's case was not isolated. Dr. Nakamura documented more than 150 similar cases over the past 5 years. Executives developing superhuman analytical abilities, students absorbing information with photographic speed, artists entering creative states lasting days without mental fatigue. But perhaps the most extraordinary case is that of David Chun, a 28-year-old programmer who, after correcting his thiamine deficiency, developed the ability to visualize complex programming code in his mind as three-dimensional structures. David can now write entire computer programs without looking at the screen, keeping thousands of lines of code perfectly organized in his working memory. The implications of this discovery are both profound and unsettling. If a simple vitamin can unlock levels of concentration that turn ordinary people into cognitive prodigies, what are the consequences for our society? Imagine a world where students absorb knowledge with superhuman speed and retention, where scientists can maintain focus on complex problems for days, accelerating discoveries that would otherwise take decades, where artists access deep creative states that consistently produce works of genius. But this reality also raises complex ethical questions. If access to higher levels of concentration depends on knowledge and resources to correct nutritional deficiencies, are we creating a new form of cognitive inequality? A divide between the cognitively enhanced and those who remain bound by their neurological limitations? Dr. Webb, in his final reflections on the military project, voiced similar concerns. We discovered it's possible to unlock extraordinary cognitive potential through simple nutritional interventions. The question is no longer whether we can do this, but how to ensure it's accessible ethically and equitably. Current research suggests that about 89% of the global population has some degree of thiamine deficiency, largely due to the modern diet rich in processed carbohydrates that deplete vitamin reserves. This means most people are functioning at only a fraction of their true cognitive potential. Vitamin B1 can be found in foods such as sunflower seeds, sprouted grains, fish, and lean meats. However, the levels required for cognitive optimization are significantly higher than standard nutritional recommendations, a knowledge that remained forgotten by conventional medicine for decades. As more researchers investigate this connection, one truth emerges. What we call superpowers, may simply be the normal functioning of a properly nourished brain. Extreme concentration, photographic memory, superhuman processing ability. All of this may be within reach for anyone willing to correct a nutritional deficiency most don't even know they have. The future of humanity may not depend on complex technologies or genetic modifications, but on rediscovering nutritional knowledge our ancestors instinctively possessed. A forgotten vitamin may be the key to unlocking cognitive potential that transforms not only individuals, but our species as a whole. The question that remains is not whether we can achieve these extraordinary levels of concentration, but whether we are prepared for the consequences of a humanity operating with its true mental potential awakened.